have to say it's usually the letters P, B, and M.
Darci Lynne Farmer walked onto the America's Got Talent stage at just 12 years old, soft-spoken, visibly nervous, clutching a puppet like a shield, and walked off a global phenomenon with $1 million prize and the world watching. But the headline number was never the full truth. The reality behind that prize was far less glamorous, stretched over time or reduced in a lump sum, a detail most fans never saw. And yet, the money was never the real story. The real story began after the confetti settled, when the shy girl who once hid behind her mother in restaurants had to figure out how to grow up in front of millions who only wanted her to stay exactly the same. Because Darci wasn't just talented, she was deeply shy, the kind of shy that made simple conversations feel impossible. Ventriloquism didn't just give her a skill, it gave her a voice. Through her puppets, she found confidence, expression, even identity. What started as a birthday gift turned into a breakthrough, and within a few short years, she wasn't just performing. She was winning competitions, training with professionals, and stepping into a spotlight few could handle, let alone a child. Her AGT audition changed everything. In minutes, she went from unknown to unforgettable, earning the golden buzzer and capturing millions with a performance that felt effortless but was anything but. Week after week, she proved she wasn't a one-moment act. She was sharp, funny, technically brilliant, and emotionally precise. When she won, it felt like a perfect ending. But it wasn't an ending at all. It was pressure, expectation, and a spotlight that never turned off. Because while her career exploded with tours, TV specials, sold-out shows, and growing fame, something more complicated was happening underneath. The world had frozen her at 12. The sweet girl with the puppet. The miracle act. And as she grew older, that image became something she had to fight against. She wasn't just trying to succeed anymore. She was trying to evolve. Years of non-stop performing built her into a professional powerhouse, with millions in earnings, a loyal fan base, and a career most could only dream of. But behind that success was a young woman quietly asking a difficult question. Who am I without the puppets? That question didn't come with easy answers. It came with anxiety, self-doubt, and the strange isolation of growing up in public. While others her age were figuring life out privately, she was doing it under constant attention. When the world slowed down during lockdowns, she finally had space to think, and that's when things began to shift. Songwriting became her outlet. Music became her voice, not through a character, but as herself. And when she stepped onto the stage again without a puppet, performing her own original song, it wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. Not everyone understood it. Some pushed back, wanting the old version of her. But she did it anyway. Because for the first time, she wasn't performing to meet expectations. She was performing to define herself. That shift marked the beginning of a new chapter. New music, acting roles, creative control, and a willingness to take risks that might not always succeed but would always be hers. She moved into smaller, more intimate venues, forcing herself out of the safety net she'd built. And it worked. The audiences came. The shows sold out. Not because she was the girl they remembered, but because she was becoming something more. Still, the transition isn't simple. She exists in that rare space between who the world thinks she is and who she's trying to become. Too famous to start over quietly, too driven to stay the same. And maybe that's what makes her story so compelling right now. It's unfinished. It's evolving. The $1 million win was never the destination. It was the spark. What came after? The struggle to grow, to redefine, to step out from behind the puppet and stand on her own. That's the fire still burning.